My name is Nkosizwe Veli Mandela. I'm a citizen of the Republic of South Africa. If you are receiving this video, it means that we have been intercepted and have been abducted by the apartheid state of Israel. I call on you to request our government to exert pressure for my immediate release. Assalamu alaikum to everyone at home in South Africa, on the African continent, and all freedom-loving people of the world. We are once again in the Mediterranean Sea, refueling and giving supplies to other ships. This is our last refueling as we are closer and closer to Gaza. Each day and each night that passes, we are getting closer to fulfilling our mission, breaking the blockade and ending the siege, enabling the much needed humanitarian aid to get to Gaza. We are all looking forward to seeing our brothers and sisters in Gaza. In a couple of days, it will be about 4 days remaining. Looking forward to getting to the shores of Gaza. Thank you.
My name is Megan. I'm a South African, I'm a Jew, I'm an anti-Zionist. Most of us know that by now, most of the boats, if not all of them, as part of the Global Sumud Flotilla, have been intercepted. The members, the activists on board, the unarmed civilian activists from around the world who have been trying to deliver aid to Gaza, have been abducted, kidnapped, and are being taken to an Israeli port where they have been stolen from international waters. The attempt to break the siege on Gaza has been thwarted, stopped, and illegally prevented by the psychopathic Israelis. And my heart is utterly broken. But what this does mean is that it means that we now need to build mass action. We need to take to the streets. We need to say to our governments that they have got to close the Israeli embassy, that we have got to stop selling coal to the illegal Zionist entity who's using South African coal to continue to ethnically cleanse and exterminate Gazans and Palestinians. We have to really, really step up now, because we had our hope and faith in a doomed but unbelievably brave and magnificent attempt. But now we need to do more, say more, take to the streets more, shout more, demand more from our very own governments. So help us, help me, help them. Let us lead the charge against the illegal state of Israel and for the people of Palestine. From the river to the sea, Palestine must soon be free.
Israel's interception of the Gaza aid flotilla has sparked protests worldwide. Thousands took to the streets across Italy, while the nation's unions are calling for a general strike in solidarity with the Global Sumud Flotilla, the largest maritime mission so far trying to end Israel's blockade of Gaza.
Fuimos tildados de terrorista por Netanyahu. Es una flotilla no violenta, no tiene armas, llevamos medicamentos, alimentos, suero para salvar vidas. De manera que ese grito global en apoyo al pueblo palestino y condenando al genocidio israelí ya ha tenido un triunfo extraordinario con la flotilla.
Şu an içerisinde 9 tane Türk vatandaşının da bulunduğu ve tamamen sivillere taşıyan bu gemilere kanunsuz bir şekilde müdahale edilmektedir. Biz şu an burada birçok STK ile beraber, birçok sivil toplum kuruluşu ile beraber bunu protesto etmek için burada bulunmaktayız. İsrail'in yapmış olduğu bu eylem tamamen haykırıdır bir kere. Bunu öncelikle söyleyelim. Ama burada bizim en çok dikkat etmek istediğimiz konulardan bir tanesi İslam ülkesi liderlerinin bu konuya karşı olan duyarsız tavrı.
The flotilla, which set sail from Spain on August 31st, started off as more than 40 civilian boats carrying about 500 people, including activists like Greta Thunberg, Nelson Mandela's grandson Mandla Mandela, and some European lawmakers.
So imagine this. A fleet of 44 boats packed with aids for starving families in Gaza. On board, climate warrior Greta Thunberg and global politicians, veterans, including the grandson of the late Nelson Mandela himself. Then, bam! Israel commandos swoop in, signal jumped, ships bombarded, over 200 activists detained in international waters. Imagine this. So it's October 2nd and the world is erupting. So protests are diplomatic fallout, but one voice. Donald Trump is silent. Was this a piracy or the protection? Heroism or provocation? So stick around because we are diving in deep into no filters. So hit that like, subscribe. So guys, we know this, the flotilla crew that actually started its voyage sometimes back. It was supposed to deliver the humanitarian aid to Gaza, a place where USA and Benjamin Netanyahu, they are committing genocide. Hundreds, if not hundred thousands, if not thousands, billions of people are displaced. Many children are starving. So the same people that the world is expected to actually, the world looks upon them, including Donald Trump, who has been actually boastful day in, day out, how he has stopped war in every, more war than ever, than any other president, but has failed to stop something that is purportedly supporting. So we all saw Netanyahu speech at UN, but things are boiling. So the Global Sumud Flotilla, a Sumud means steadfastness, wasn't some political stunt. It launched in August from Spain and Italy, picked up ships from Greece and Tunisia, and formed a watery UN assembly. Its mission, break Israel blockade on Gaza, deliver baby formula, medical aids, food, and scream to the world. So Gaza is dying. Do something. These were not militants. They had no weapons, just civilians from 37 countries, including 24 Americans, many of whom were military veterans. And their goal was simple: solidarity, a symbolic mission, and over 100% legal under international law. So Gaza is suffering, over 41,000 are dead. Children are starving, imagine, and only 10% of needed aid is getting through. Only 10%. So these guys, they were 85 kilometers off the Gaza coast when everything changed. You've seen these videos of Israel military actually, spraying water cannons to this flotilla of ships. So imagine nightfall, the sea is calm, the flotilla is cruising on international waters, 70 nautical miles from Gaza. So then suddenly, engine cuts, their signals have been jammed, helicopters are overhead. So Israel commandos aboard at least 19 ships. The Alma, the Saviors, the Adara, no shots fired, but organizers call it a straight up piracy. So these activists, imagine they are zip tied, escorted to Ashdod port, and detained. Now Israel claim everyone is safe. They'll be deported after Yom Kippur. But these detainees report threats, strip searches, and intimidation. So over 200 people taken, including major global figures. So you all know what Israel is fond of. Actually, Israel military is fond of It's humiliating people. So these guys are round off, put in the boat. So, and their only mistake was what? Trying to help, trying to speak where the world giants, the global giants like the UK, which they are supplying military information, intelligence to Israel, the USA, which are now financing the genocide, they're just quiet. No, they are not talking about anything. So when these guys, they decided what? We gonna help. The fake Jew now decided to do what? To do a hijacking. So I just want to actually call, many of the South Africans to actually rise up. Go to that Israel embassy if it's there. You know, you have to drip pressure these diplomats actually to get out of the country because these guys are committing genocides. They're invading people's land. I even had Trump appointed who? He appointed somebody to actually to be the one leading the troops in Gaza, an American. So they're invading people's land, they are stealing, they are maiming, you know. I just want to see how things will be unfold, you know.
This is the moment Israeli Navy personnel boarded boats trying to get aid into Gaza. The flotilla is made up of nearly 50 boats and 500 activists, including Greta Thunberg. They plan to break Israel's blockade on Gaza to get supplies to Palestinians. Dozens of people have been detained, but the group says some boats are still heading to Gaza. Israel said the flotilla was violating a lawful naval blockade.
Now, let's talk about who they captured. Top of the list is Mandla Mandela. Yes, Nelson Mandela's grandson, a South African MP and proud anti-apartheid activist. Before the raid, he recorded a message. If you are seeing this, you have been abducted by apartheid Israel. Very good, very nice. South Africa, fight for us. It chills, right? Then there's Greta Thunberg, detained in IDF footage. Calm, but it's also defiant. Also, they are on board ladies like Lins, a Brazilian congresswoman, Louisiana Lins, a Brazilian congresswoman, Vrima Hassan, European Parliament member, Ada Colau, former Barcelona mayor, Chris Andrews, an Irish senator, plus actors, there are journalists, activists from Malaysia, Turkey, and USA. It's who it's who's who of global conscience. So these are people like from all over, different ideologies, different races. They just come together to fight for what? Oppression. Now, and the world is not quite about the whole issue. You've had South African President Ramaphosa calling it a rogue piracy. He ties it to the ICJ genocide case. And even Colombian President Gustavo Petro, he expelled Israel diplomats. And he has suspended trade deal and calls Netanyahu a world criminal. Very good, very nice. I like that. The Malaysian Prime Minister has slammed it as intimidation. Turkey is calling it a terrorist act, and Ireland, Spain, and Italy are sending the ships to monitor. So we have seen protests that have erupted worldwide in Rome, Bogota, Johannesburg. Chants of Free Mandela are filling the streets. And you've seen also in X over 50,000 posts in 24 hours. Free Mandela trends globally. One post read, never thought it would be freeing another Mandela. Because if you remember, this is the case where the original Mandela was actually detained. But the silence that everyone is not noticing. Even I think the UN is, I think it's also silent. Some people are calling it a criminal organization. So the man who tweets faster than he goes is now quiet. He's not delivering any statement. He's not tweeting. No outrage. And this is the former president who's praised Israel and threatened Iran. And he weighed in just about everything else. So critics says his American first policies look a lot like justice last. So one viral post on X reads, "The orange bastard say nothing while history repeats. Whether it's political, deals or indifference, his silence is deafening up." You know what? So what happens now? Israel say they deport everyone soon. But this flotilla, it's already made history. It exposed the human cost of Gaza siege. You know what? It challenged the international war, and it reminds us one act of steadfastness can wake the world. So if Mandela can sail into danger for justice, what is your excuse? You know, because let's say this, people are calling it a theatrics, a publicity stance, you know. But these people have not made any effort before. They're just jumping on this trend, So tell me, are you team flotilla or team blockade? It's a wake-up call to actually you guys. You need to speak out. Go to those Israeli embassies. Do what? Protest. Raise your voice. Because we need to end this as soon as December or as early as December. Because people are suffering. Children are suffering. There are women who are suffering. People don't have food. You are displacing people, then you fall again and you bomb them there. So you see, this is what Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu is doing. So drop your thoughts in the comment section and tell us what you think about this video. Till next time, thank you and bye.